Okay, I just did this video like seriously 2 seconds ago, and instead of hitting post, I hit delete. So, can't believe that. So I'm gonna do this video one more time because I did get a couple of people that are like, I can't find the playback. My bad, instead of hitting post, I hit delete. So I'm gonna do it again. I can't believe I screwed up. All right, so what I was talking about before, and I'm gonna talk about again, is there is this one thing that I did every single solitary year in order to ensure that my business grew. Not kind of grew, but like did crazy, ridiculous growth. And a lot of people struggle with how do they make their business grow. So let's go back to the beginning. So when I had my business intelligence company, I sold that business intelligence company for a stack of cash. And a lot of people think that I took the money that I sold my business intelligence company with to start my expert-based business, my acceleration business. And while I do help entrepreneurs hit 6 figures, while I do have the blueprint, while I do have all those things, I didn't get those things by taking all the money from my other business and investing in this one. In fact, I didn't take any money from the sale of my previous business and invest in this business at all. That's right, 0. So if you're a new entrepreneur and you're going, oh, well, of course it was easy for Dawnna. She had a business before. She just took all her money and nope, I didn't. I didn't take all that money and put into this business. It didn't happen. I know that would be really nice to think, and because now you're like, you have an excuse, but you don't. I started this business with $0 in my account. Okay, so now that we got that excuse out of the way, let's talk about what I really did. So what I did was I sat down and I determined what were the things that I really needed to know in order to run this business. So I knew I needed to figure out my focus. And so I knew I needed to know what my expertise was, what my target market was, and what my offering was. I knew I needed to know those 3 things. Now, what did I need to have? I knew I needed to have a great website. I knew I had to have great pictures. I knew I had to have great video. So I knew I needed to have those 3 things as well. I also knew that I had to have an offering packaged in such a way that my clients would want it. Okay, so these are the basics for, by the way, yeah, every entrepreneur, all of them. You gotta have this stuff, right? You gotta know your expertise, your target market, your offering. You have to have a great website with great copy, great video usually nowadays, great pictures. You have to have this as the basic, and you have to have your offering well packaged. All right. Now, most people would do this. They would then pick up the phone or they'd go to social media and they'd start calling people and they'd say, do you know a great website designer? And then from there, they say, do you know a great videographer? And do you know a great photographer? And do you know a great copywriter? And do you know? And they would have their do you know list. And by the time they were done with their do you know list, they will have been $10,000 to $15,000 in the hole. That's right. And that's about, I'm going to say, even on the low end of average. Right? A really good website is going to run you $7,500 to $10,000. Great pictures are going to run you $1,000 to $2,000 for really good pictures. For great video, you're easily at $2,000 to $5,000. So I'm already beyond 15. And so what a lot of people do is they think, how can I take this money and throw at the problem? And they do this on a consistent basis. They take out loans. You know what? That's not what I did. I didn't take a stack of cash and throw it at the problem. What I did was I recognized that these were things that were going to have to be done in my business. And by the way, since my business was just starting, listen closely, I wasn't that damn busy. I could really figure out how to do it myself. So what I did was I went and learned, what does great website design look like? What system can I use? So yeah, I did have to buy the domain name, of course, and I had to buy the hosting, and I had to make sure that I had email, but quite honestly, that was less than $100, okay? So now I got a great website, And what did I do? I went and I studied and I learned, what does great website design look like and how can I leverage what's out there to use that? And I made a great website. And one of the things that I'm consistently complimented on is having a fantastic, over-the-top, awesome website, because I damn sure didn't want a website that looked like it was homemade. And I didn't want a website that looked like everybody else's. So with those two things in mind, I couldn't just study a little bit. I had to become extremely proficient. And that's the thing. A lot of people will do this, but they just become good. I didn't want a good website. I wanted a holy shit, I can't believe that's your website kind of website. So that's what I wanted. So that was the first thing I did. The second thing that I did after I knew how to do a decent website was I went and figured out, well, how do I make great pictures? So here's the thing. If you go to my website right now, which is just my firstname.com, so Dawnna.com, every picture you see on that website was a picture that I took myself in my home. No kidding. All of them. They were all taken in my home. And any videos that you see on my website, I edited every one of those videos. So these were all the things that I learned how to do. Why? Because guess what? I wasn't getting booked all the time. It wasn't like I was that busy. I spent my mornings making phone calls so I could get booked, and I spent my afternoons learning how to do the things that I wasn't willing to spend money on. See, that's the challenge. A lot of people are not willing to learn. They were looking for the shortcut. Well, how can I go and hire someone to do this? Or my favorite is, well, Dawnna, I just don't have the kind of talent you do. I didn't have the kind of talent I had until I picked up a damn book and started reading. So, I mean, it really was like I sat down and I learned these things. I wanted to know how to write good copy. No, that's a lie. I wanted to sit down and learn how to write, oh my God, are you freaking kidding me? That is the best copy I've ever read copy. I wanted the copy on my website to really kick ass. I wanted people to look at my copy and go, holy crap, that is amazing. So you know what I did? I went and I took a class on how to write great copy. Then I reached out to the instructor and I said, hey, I got some ideas in regards to copy, and I shared those ideas with him. And now he actually has hired me several times to do copy because he's like, you're one of the most talented copywriters that I know. I can't believe that you learned all this from doing my class, because I learn it and I apply it and I constantly do it. I constantly take the risk. That's what I do. So that's what I did my first couple of years out, right? And so you're going, okay, Dawnna, that was your first couple of years out, but what do you do now? Here's the secret of what I do now. So of course, I'm business growth. I'm business acceleration. And I recognize if I'm going to grow my business, then I always have to stay innovative. I always have to be thinking outside of the box. So this is one of the things that I do. Let's say I made $100,000 in my business last year. Let's just use that number, okay? So let's say I made $100,000 in my business last year, and at the end of that business, and the end of that year, I had $50,000 left over. Then most people would go, wow, you have $50,000 that you can invest in your business next year. No, that's a mistake. Why would I empty out my account? No, what I do instead is at the end of the year, I look at what I have left over, and 10% of that, of the profits, that's allowed to stay in my account to reinvest in my business. The rest of it goes into an investment account, like a money market or something like that. In other words, I take the money, my profits, and I invest them so they go make more money. And meanwhile, I leave 10% of what I had. So if I had $50,000 in my account, $45,000 would go in an investment account, $5,000 would stay there for me to reinvest in my business. If I want to have more money to reinvest in my business, then I need to make more money and reduce my expenses. The reason I do this is as follows. So last year, my business was a 7-figure business. If I took all the money that I had available at the end of the year, then I would be tempted to throw money at the problem, at whatever problem it is. So for example, right now, one of the things that I'm getting ready to do is new video. Mainly because if you go look at my old video, you'll notice a couple of things. The first is that I have a lot more hair in my old video. See, I've recently cut off all my hair. Like I am like I cut it. The second thing you'll notice that if you look at my old videos, my hair is black. I have gone back to my totally unnatural color. So with those two things, my current videos are going to not look like me, which means I need to do new video. Now, if I if I would just wanted to throw money at it, what would I do? I would pick up the phone, I'd call some videographer, and I'd say, hey, I'm doing this event. Here's $5,000. Come and video me. But since I don't want to do that, what it's taught me to do, what not putting that money in there and not throwing money at a problem has taught me to do, is it's taught me to be smarter about it. So what I did instead was I decided to barter. So I was talking to a gentleman who wants to get into the speaking business. Turns out that he has a fantastic videography company. Well, he also has a great story to sell. So I said, listen, I will help you with your keynote speech and what you need to have in your demo video. And in return, you also do my demo video. That's right. If I had the money, I would have just thrown cash at him. And it's not that I don't have the money, but if I thought in the manner of, I just have the money, so throw it at him, I would not have thought of bartering. But instead I said, hey, let's think about this another way. Let's think about how we can make this happen differently. So this is something that I do every single solitary year. And people are always going, oh my God, but your business did 1.7 million last year. You can throw money at anything. I can throw money at anything. I'm smart enough not to. It also keeps my brain going from an innovative point of view. I'm always looking at different ways to solve problems, and I bring those solutions to my clients as well. So I want you to think about that. I don't want you to use money as an excuse for not being able to do some of the things that you have to do. Sometimes you have to put good old elbow grease into a problem. Sometimes you have to be smart enough to recognize what value you bring into the table and then use that value to barter. Sometimes you have to do that. And sometimes at the end of the day, you gotta save up and you just gotta pay for it. But I always say that's probably the last resort if you're smart about it. Anyway, I am not going to accidentally hit delete on this time. I'm actually going to post it. So I dare you, I double dog dare you to do two things. Number one, I love it if you would just click like so I know that you are here because I like to see who's here. Number two, I would love for you to share. Please share and let other people know about it because that's the reason I do this every day, so I can build 1 million millionaires, and I love if you would help me do that. And then thanks for the likes. And then number three, the last thing is, I would double dog dare you to tell me the one thing that you plan to learn to do this year that you would normally pay someone to do, like you would normally, like totally, I would normally pay someone to do that. What's the one thing that you can learn to do yourself? And not just learn to do it so it's like good and it looks homemade, you know, like that outfit your mom made you to go to school. No, not like that. But that you do it and it's like, damn, you did that yourself. Like people should look at your stuff and go, damn, you did that yourself? Really? You should have those types of comments. You should do it so well. Like you should learn something, not just to be good at it. You should learn something so that other people think you are the expert in it. You should learn it like that and then apply it. That's what I want to see. So what is that thing, that one thing that you dare to go out and learn to do so well that benefits your company, that at some point could possibly benefit someone else and that you could possibly barter for something else in the future? What is that one thing that you're going to do that's just going to knock it out of the park and is going to make a real difference in your business? I mean, really think about that and think about how you're going to do it, because let me tell you, it makes all the difference in the world. Unfortunately, I do feel sorry for the people who come to me and they want to do my website or my video or my pictures or my copywriting, because kind of a monster. Anyway, my name is Dawnna St. Louis. If you liked it, please click as many likes as you can so that way I can see this thing go up in ratings. Number two, please share it. I would love if you share it. And number three, let me know what that one thing is that you're going to learn. I'd love to know what you're going to learn. Hey, who knows? I might barter some stuff with you in the future. This is Dawnna St. Louis. I'll talk to you later.